How's it going, guys? Welcome to Audio Addiction. We have Softspoken with us. He can say his name and what he does in the band.
What's up, everyone? Brandon, what's up, man? This is Sam from Softspoken. Happy to be here on the show again.
Yeah.
We were talking right before we started the show. It's been a long time.
It's been like 3 or
Pre-COVID
4
time.
years. Yeah,
That's
4
the
years.
mark that's how you look in the books. There was the Ice Age, and then there was the
And then they founded
Great.
America, and then,
Oh
and then we did our
man.
interview. That was it,
Yeah.
But yeah, no, shout outs. Kev reached out to me to have you on the show, which segues into my comment that I was going to make to Sam. So I met Kev at he was filling in for Picturesque on the couple run of shows that they did. And the Picturesque guys, shout outs to them, love them. They're the homies, best friends. And I'm pretty sure Kyle came up to me and he's like, you know Kev? And I was like, I feel like I know Kev. Yeah, I probably do. And like I already knew. I was just playing dumb. I already knew who Kevin was. Like I had already I already guessed, put all the pieces together. And Kev's like, hey, what's going on? And he's like, and then so we like introduced ourselves and I was like, you jump from Softspoken, don't you? And he was like, and he face went lit up, and he's like, wait, he's like, you know about my band? And I was like, yeah, I've had Chris and I've had Sam on multiple times on the show. And he was like, wait, I haven't been on the show? And I was like, I don't think so. And he's like, oh man, he's like, I'm gonna have to come on next time. And this is the next time, Kev. So where you at? That's what I'm saying.
Oh man. I do remember Kevin talking about that, and it's like small world, Kevin, dude. Like everyone knows everyone by now. Where are you?
Oh, sure.
Kevin's. I'm not even going to say it. I'm not gonna make fun of Kevin, but
nah,
he's one of the older-ish guys in the band. So this is kind of new for him in a way. No, but he's great. I'm glad you got to meet him, especially in that atmosphere. The reason why he was there with Picturesque is because he's just such an awesome dude. And Cole recommended him to play, to fill in for him. And he's so fun to be around. Kevin's just got such good heart, such good people skills. He can talk to anyone, break the ice for anyone. He's so glad. I love having him in our band. He's the best addition. It's so great.
He also crushed the Picturesque set. So I think
glad to hear. I mean, he told me he felt good about it, so I believe it.
Yeah,
so that's awesome.
Ripping drummer. Awesome. So shout outs to Kev. But that was my segue plug to say that I've met Kev. I haven't met Chris and I haven't met you, Sam, in real life. So
I know
it's crazy. That change, Chris, where you at? You got to play out here, all right?
There's a shout out. We were talking about beforehand.
I'm just saying, man.
Chris,
schedule me out here. I need, this show needs to be scheduled out in the PA area,
That was the Capulet Fest, right?
What? No.
No, I'm sorry. What?
They played
the one that Picturesque was a
no. So they were playing at Artie's. So they played a one-off show to get to the Catapult Fest, I think, last year.
Okay, gotcha.
So
gotcha.
Yeah, but shout outs to Picturesque again. Love those dudes. But this is an interview about Picturesque. You already know I love those guys. I've had them on multiple times. This is about Softspoken. So the real reason why you guys are here.
I can talk about Picturesque. I love those guys too.
Listen, they got enough limelight here on the channel. So I feel like not to show for them, but I do it a lot. So but I love having you back on, Sam. I went back and dig through the archives, and I was like, you know what? Let me go and listen to some OG Softspoken stuff from the old days, back when I was doing YouTube in 2019. And I was like, what can I remember? And I remember, I think maybe at the time you guys were releasing Depth Perception, I'm pretty sure, or you were in the process of releasing it. And I was like, man, I went back and listened to that, and I was like, it's such a great album. I completely forgot how rad that work of art was. And I was like, you know what? Let me go and listen to some of the stuff that I kind of missed out in that in between, where I feel like bands, since they were home and they could release music, I was like, let me go and listen to some other stuff. So I went and listened to Where the Heart Belongs, your EP that you released, and I was like, did did they? I was like, am I missing something? They like got much heavier, and then I was
Just
like trying to figure. Yeah, I was trying to figure it out. I was like doing the Charlie Day like lines across the thing. I was looking around trying to figure it out, and I was like, man, they got heavier. And then I went to listen to Kev sent me Lovetok, and I did it. I did posted like a story about it, and I was just like, man, they got even heavier somehow,
oh,
and
nice.
they kept
Yeah,
kept going.
no.
And I listened to Alone, and I was like, this is even better. And I was like, I think with each song and each release that you've released after Depth Perception, I was like, they've gotten better. Like it's like
Man,
you
that's
got like a fine wine. Like
dude, thank you
you guys have
so
gotten
much.
so much more. Like the hooks get better. Like I think the song structures get like more intricate and more fun.
Thank you.
And then I listened to the most recent thing you were on, Sam, which was you did, I think if I'm pronouncing this person's name correctly or group name correctly, Alesti? Is that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah.
So you did like a
That's yeah.
vocal part for that, which
Yeah,
I was like, that's
Closer.
cool.
That song Closer. Yeah, that was great. And that's doing wonders for us. And dude, so it's crazy. Depth Perception to me and Chris, it was doing that album was kind of like our like, like you got a sports team and like, building a team just kind of takes time.
Sure, yeah.
And it's weird. We've learned so much since then. So I loved hearing the progression that being noticed. So we've learned so much, and just when it comes to songwriting, and but trying to keep it still the same vibe of Depth Perception, because we like connected and bonded. That's where we like built our chemistry together
Sure.
as
Oh yeah.
people and friends outside of the band. And I think that's why me and Chris are still getting along so well and doing it. And but it's so like those same thoughts and feelings that we had then, like writing those lyrics and what Depth Perception means. It's still kind of like we're still like I feel like I'm still trying to pull from that at
Mhm.
least. So I like want the music to still like have some piece of those roots, I guess, because I'll look back and be like, man, that was like the first thing we ever did. And this is like, and then like, oh wow, we have an accordion and like a trombone now in the band, and it's like not the same as what. And that's such a bad analogy,
No,
trust
I
me.
got
But
you. I got
I
you.
love that, So yeah, it's like it's definitely gotten heavier, and I think it's gonna continue down that
Yeah.
path for a little bit. But I think everyone's gonna love what we're doing and what we got to release here soon.
I think it's interesting because I feel like most bands typically, as like your band progresses, you don't typically go heavier. I feel like a lot of bands kind of retract and they're like, don't know if I can do this like post-hardcore thing. I don't know if I could do the metalcore thing anymore, and like kind of like wean themselves off of the like thought processes of like we need to make this heavy. And to be fair, there's some great records that came like after that, and I don't want to diss any band that decides to go lighter because your boy listens to a bunch of different stuff, so
Same,
I'm
man,
all
same.
about it. But I was very surprised because I think like you guys still managed to have some like really great memorable hooks, and like I really fell in love with like Alone and Love Talk, which are the most recent ones, just because I feel like the musicality of it is like really fun, really bouncy, like really vibey, but still has like a lot of great like melodic elements. I think some of like the melodies choices were really unique, and then also to add in like screaming elements, which obviously diversifies the song more, is really
Sure.
nice. And I think you guys juxtapose it really well,
Thanks, man.
where to me it's like I go back and listen to those and I'm like, man, this is so sick. Like, I'm excited to hear what is coming next. Did you guys kind of like, obviously, I'm sure you guys talk about where you see the band going in the future. Was going heavier always on the table, or did you kind of think like, oh man, maybe we should go lighter, maybe we should do these sorts of things? Because you have done like lo-fi versions of your songs, you have done like reimagined versions of your songs, so I feel like that's always in the back pocket of things to be done. But did you maybe think like, oh, why don't we do both? Like we can have the acoustic, like softer versions of the songs that we love, but we still want to be heavy and we still want to do the heavy stuff. So like, let's keep doing that too.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't think that we would be going. Okay, if you would ask me this when we were like writing Depth Perception, we purposely didn't want any screaming on that album
Yeah, I
because
did notice that.
to be different, to stand out. a little bit. But now that it's gone on and we've been learning how to write songs, and it's like I love, when no one's reinventing the wheel. So it's
Mhm.
like, how can we mix and match and spice things up and grab people's attention and still be relevant? And like, I hate to say it, but it's like you kind of do have to adapt your sound. It's like the first thing you do and you create as like an artist, whether it's painting or this and that, it can't be like the masterpiece right away, right?
Yeah.
That's insane. Like, who's like descending from the heavens? They're like painting the
They're like,
Mona
"I got
Lisa,
it."
and then see
Yeah.
you later. Bye. Like, no, those great painters, those great artists, they all like worked hard from the
Mhm.
beginning, so it changes bound to happen, right? But the heavy, I actually didn't think we'd be going heavier. I come from like that. I could do that stuff at that time. Maybe not as good. I feel like I've gotten better,
For
just
sure.
like doing
Yeah.
it more and learning. And but all the reimagined stuff as well, I feel like we just thought, let's make as much music as possible. Let's make as many versions of this as possible. Like, in the name is soft spoken, but we play loud music. But like,
Yeah.
what if we actually did deliver like some like soft music? Well, it's just a diversity, it's just dynamics, and we want to take everyone on a ride when we write these songs. So it's like, in general, let's just like give everyone a piece of
The puzzle,
this
yeah.
music, this music as much as we can. Like, whether it's like, so if you like some lo-fi, like, why not? That was just something Kevin kind of risked up front. He was like, let's
Oh.
try this. And we're like, okay, dude, if you want to. Yeah, he funded that himself, and it like panned out, and like that lo-fi worked out really well. And it's just collabed with another artist. And I mean, it's cool to do different stuff like that. And it's kind of like a little marketing game
Sure.
too, to kind of
Oh,
keep
yeah.
your music relevant. Like, what else can we do differently? And like, being a little older-ish guys in the scene, I feel like, TikTok is just like, I wish I had jumped on it right when it came out, because I had a feeling we all did, but we're like, oh, I can't do any
I'm
more
too old. I'm
platforms
too old
now.
for
Yeah.
this.
I
Yeah.
got I got
I
Instagram, I
can't
got
do this on my
Twitter,
phone,
I
like do
can't.
this thing.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness!
I feel you. I feel you. Yeah.
Excuses and complaints,
Yeah.
excuses. So there's just always places you can pop up and do some cool things and market different ways. And that's what that music, like, I love doing that reimagined stuff. It's like, we can do it. Are we going to be making a country version? I don't know. But if you check out our TikTok, I did like a country, like, kind of mimic
A
version of
yeehaw.
Alone, Yeehaw of Alone, actually. So,
Oh
like,
God.
whoa, this one. But anyways,
I don't know if I
so
can co-sign that. That's like not.
yeah,
I'm not on that wave. That's not my. That's not my
yeah, it's all good.
jam.
It's
But
all good. No, we still want to keep the core on the cob, if I can kind of like put it to you, but
sure. Yeah.
down. So we'll have keeping that post-hardcore aspect to us. So I personally don't want to leave that. So with some new music, we got a new song that we're gonna be releasing in late February. So
Woo! Let's go.
I'm about to drop the name, but because it's exclusive, maybe, I don't.
If you
I don't know.
want, that's up to
But
you.
it
I don't
gets,
know.
yeah. Should I? It might be called
Maybe
something like
later.
a.
We'll leave it. We'll leave it
Oh,
till the
okay, yeah.
end. I feel like
But
you gotta tease it.
okay. But it's definitely, I think this song will take people for a ride. There's
Oh.
definitely a very
Okay.
heavy aspect to it. And then I think there's very melodic aspects to it too. So I love doing we love making different dynamics like that, going loud, soft,
Mhm.
fast, slow. So whatever. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I think there's a level
yeah.
of risk that I find when bands do it. Like I feel as being kind of a marketing head, like I find that I'm like, man, I kind of get that like agita a little bit because I'm like, I love these bands, I love the people that I talk to and have on the channel, but I also feel like kind of a
Right back
parent a
at you,
little
baby.
bit. So I'm like, I hope it goes well because like it's so tough. And I think music in and of itself, just the advent of finding new music and new artists to listen to every day, it's like I think it's so difficult, and I think that you got to kind of cast a wide net where like even if you feel like, oh man, who's gonna like this lo-fi version of our song, right? Like Love
Someone
Talk,
will, yeah.
somebody's and
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's like cool because maybe they really enjoyed that version and they're like, oh, you know what, let me listen to like the original version. And they're like, oh my god, I actually really love this song too. Like now I'm gonna go share it with people that like I'm vibing with, or like somebody would be like, oh, I'm not into the screaming thing. You know what I mean? Like, oh, let me do this instead. Like, let me send them the lo-fi version of the song. And then they're like, oh my God, I love this. This is sick. Like, I definitely vibe out with this more. And I think it's like to me, it's so cool that I feel like, at least for alternative music, I feel like we're in a good space where like those types of things can exist and like coexist with like the original version of the songs.
Absolutely.
Where like maybe if you asked me like 5 years ago, I'd
I
probably be
know,
like,
right?
hell
Yeah.
no, that would never, no one would enjoy that
You
shit.
see it, a lot of people are doing it though. Like so many artists are doing
Yeah.
that now. Like I Post Malone, I feel like, I mean, he like touches the, you know, he goes all over the spectrum, you know, and touches
Oh, for
every little
sure.
genre. It's cool. I like that. And that's the beauty of art. Like, I mean, music has like, specific things to it. You know, it has like a science to it. Like
Sure. Oh yeah.
Kevin's a theory guy, not me. So like what works and what doesn't for a reason. But but the beauty of it is like you can find those like types to like make different genres fit. It's kind of cool to do that stuff. And just you could take a song and make it a soft spoken song, or make it a loud spoken song.
Exactly. There you go. You guys
But
should
I love it. We
you guys
actually
should coin
might.
that. That should be on like a shirt, you know, like on the
What
back
did
of
I
a
say?
shirt.
I always forget what I just say again. Make a soft spoken song.
Don't worry.
Yeah, I
You'll
know.
watch this
We'll
video back and you'll
watch
be
that
like,
back and let me know what that
I
was. Yeah.
got you. I got you. Yeah. Don't
But we
worry.
want to put the reimagined songs we did. We'd like to put them on vinyl. I think that'd be cool. Like I
Oh,
think like kids are like and
speaking the
like my
language of love.
sister. Yeah,
That's my jam. I buy that
my
shit all the
sister.
time.
Yeah, I think it's great. A lot of people are buying CDs, which I still have all my CDs that I had
Same.
when I was a kid.
I do.
I was like, great. I'm so glad I hung on to these because like people are eating that up. And vinyl too. My sister loves vinyl, and she gave me the idea to like put all of our like reimagined songs on a vinyl because it's like an easy listening kind of like
Yeah.
you know what I mean. I feel
You
like
flip it
you put on the
over.
vinyl,
Yeah.
get some wine, and put on some soft spoken.
I do. Yeah, I do. I'll put like a record on my player. Like
Yeah, it's chill.
currently right now it has like I think 6 or 7 vinyls on top of it. So it's current. I'm working on another vinyl post video, but to me it's like I've always loved that media, and I'm glad that people enjoy it now because it's something that I've always really appreciated, and I feel like I don't know, I'm like the old man screaming at the rooftop,
No,
being
yeah,
like,
right.
I love
No.
vinyl, you know what I mean? But like truly it is like I think it's like the like bigger like album art, which I love. I think like the
Yeah,
way
I think
that they
that's so
conceptualize
cool.
it is just so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sound Like Wolves. I feel like
Yes.
they
I
make
have a lot of their
sick
shit.
I have one too. I have Frigid
Yep, Frigid Future.
Frigid Future, sorry.
Yeah, I got you. I got you, Sam.
I have a stupid brain, dude.
No, don't worry. If I can fill in the blanks, I got you.
Yes, but I have it and it's sick. I love how they like get the whack or the however they get that design on the
Like the
vinyl itself.
variant.
It's
Yeah,
impressive.
yeah.
It's just like so cool. Yeah, so no doubt I like want to collect it myself. I know that. I don't that's the only one I have.
Oh,
But
real? Wow. Okay. I have that one
I'm
as
not a
well.
vinyl guy. I
Yeah,
don't
that's true.
know.
That's true.
I'm sorry. I'm not, but I'll support those on the rooftop
Hey,
streaming,
listen,
dude. I think it's cool. It's
Chris, what do I have to do?
vintage.
What do I have to do?
I
That's all
know
I'm asking.
they're so damn expensive to make. We actually were gonna. I think we had a lot. We were gonna have a bundle of them made, and then COVID.
Oh,
Back to that COVID. No, I'm kidding. That was a serious thing.
That was a serious thing, yeah. But
Yeah, but
we're
it's
all
like
past it now, hopefully. So
I've been using it like lately. I feel like I've said that so many times to people. It's like, oh yeah, it was like pre-COVID or like.
I feel like it's
a,
like a blur. I think it's like a
history
blur.
thing.
You know, it's
Yeah.
like I feel like it's if like in the Snap and like Marvel. You know, I feel like that's what it is. Like I don't think they could have surmised it better in that movie, but like it's like this like patch of my brain that I still feel like I'm like not going to be turning 31 this year. I'm actually going to be turning like 27. You know, like that's what I feel like, internally in my mind. I'm like, I'm actually turning 31, you know what I
That's
mean?
a perfect analogy, Brandon. Perfect
I hate
analogy.
it. I hate it, honestly.
Anyways,
But it is what
if
it
you catch
is.
me saying that, just punch me through the screen.
Nah, we won't do that.
I can use dates like 2009, or
yeah, that's all right.
2010.
Just say just say 2019 to 2023.
Oh,
you know what I mean? That's
yes,
it.
sir.
There's nothing in between.
I like that. Yes,
That's
sir.
it. But I think for me, it's like very similarly to like a lot of other bands that I have on here. I'm always really just enamored by the abilities for bands to kind of like change with the times, right? Like I think it's so cool that bands are more willing to experiment, they're more willing to go out of their way to do different things, and like it's such a cool experience to like see that on like in a more large scale way. So definitely love that, and I wanted to kind of like cap that off. You also have some like really great cover songs that I hadn't even checked out. I like was scrolling through a lot of the Spotify, and I saw Diary of Jane, and I was like, bro, taking me back.
No.
That shit took me
Personally,
back.
yeah, I like that one. I'm personally not a fan of that one, but
Wow. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
No, I
Interesting.
like the song.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
sorry. Like the song, like the band. Personally not a fan of what I did on it.
Oh, the
I just thought it
cover.
was really
Okay.
hard to, yeah, no,
It's
I
a
don't know,
hard song to
sometimes,
sing, though, I feel.
yeah, I think so. And it was his timbre, he's got a different,
He's got
like a
like a
deep,
great
just
like
real
yeah.
manly voice. And so it was hard to like yeah, I don't know. But that's the cool thing. It's like, well, don't make it like they're doing it. Make it like
You
you
gotta
would do
make it,
it. So
yeah.
yeah, make it your own.
I'll
So
go
that was
listen
a
to it.
risk, I guess. A risk.
I'll go listen to it,
But I'm
and
good with it.
I'll message you, Sam, later on. I'll let you know what my thoughts are on it. But I was like, I have to check that out. That's like an
Yeah.
OG classic for me, like that's
I
like
love it.
one of the first groups. I think one of the first like hard rock metal groups that I like listened to growing up. So
Nice.
that one holds a special place in my heart. So I'm gonna have to
They're
go
great. I
give
like
it
that band a
some
lot
love.
too.
But I love that. Is there any other song that could we expect cover songs from this,
Cover
upcoming year?
songs. No, nothing like that.
No?
Probably.
Okay. Interesting.
No, because I feel like if, like old covers. I feel like if we're gonna do stuff like that, would probably start probably just do it ourselves and maybe
Hmm.
put it on like TikTok or
Oh,
and I
okay.
guess if
Yeah, yeah.
something blew up like on our and people were asking for like a full
From
full
version.
version of
Yeah.
something, we'd do that maybe. But we've been trying to. We've got or like our own space now. We've been renting.
Nice.
And kind of like turning it into our little studio creative spot to get work done. Trying to engineer a lot of our own stuff now. So, or like our demos we've made sound really good. So I feel like some stuff like that, like cover songs, I think we'd be down to do it on our own and put it out like that. But yeah, we're going to the studio this weekend. Hitting
Nice.
Cameron Mizell up in Nashville. And
Oh,
we
he's in
love
Nashville
Cam.
now. I knew he was in Florida.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cam is in Nashville now, where gosh, I feel like everyone's going to
moving to
Nashville.
Nashville. Yeah.
We worked with Andrew Bayless on Where the Heart Belongs.
Oh,
that
nice.
was in Nashville. We just worked on a new song that's not. We've got a couple releases coming. So, and one of them being which we worked on with Evan McKeever. Nine Shrines.
Nice. Okay.
He's awesome. That song was sick. So I can't wait to get some of this out because I just feel like it's still changing, and I'm feeling the same way right now. Like I'm feeling really good about every time we've written something new. It's like, oh man, I'm liking this better than the last one.
Yeah.
So I hope that trend can stay. It will.
I also think it's good too because like I think a lot of times that I've at least noticed from having bands on is like I feel like it's almost like taboo to like your own music, and I was like, no, I feel like that's probably like the best selling point because like if you're able to listen to your music for as many times as you've listened to a demo like scratch track of this like song specifically and still love this song, I think that's a huge selling point like to me.
Yeah.
Like as a listener and like a fan of music, like if I know Sam loves this, like loves Alone, like and has been listening to it for like the past year, like every different version you can think of, I would be more stoked that I'm like, oh man, this song must be great. Because like if he's listening to it from like the nitty gritty to like final version and still loves it, that's like, oh, that's so sick. And I love that.
Oh yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I have to like your work, right? I mean,
oh, for sure. Yeah,
at some point you gotta start. You gotta, yeah, exactly. Well, so in a humbling way,
Yeah.
So I definitely, but yeah, yeah.
Do you think there's one song in your catalog that you wish got more love? Like, is there one song like in the ethos, the discography of Softspoken? Is there like one song that's comes out to you that's just like, man, I really wish people like give more of a shit about this song because I love it.
Sure. Let's see. I love sound chip off Depth Perception.
Ooh, okay.
That might be one of my favorite songs ever, still to this day. Just lyrically, that album we try to kind of make conceptual lyrically, like every song kind of like ties in the same meaning and whatever. But yeah, I love that song, man.
That's a
It's
deep
got
cut.
some,
I like that.
yeah, that is a deep cut. It's got some like just, oh my gosh, my phone.
You're all good.
Sorry about that. Yeah, it just had some early feels for me on that one. But and some just real meaning, like what I felt about music and how I'm sure a lot of people feel who are other musicians trying to do something with it. It's like you put so much effort and time and grind, and
Sure.
sometimes you don't always see what the outcomes that you want or results that you want. But it's like, if you have something super special, like it's gonna affect someone and someone will appreciate it. And it's
Sure.
kind of sound shapes kind of like that in a weird world where everything is gray and no color, lack of color,
Sure.
monochrome, I guess, and just sometimes it feels like I have something really good to say, and we felt that way about depth perception, but like it's just gonna fall on deaf ears because people just want butt rock or or whatever bad example Sam can't come up with, like whatever. But
Yeah.
but for us, it really meant something, and depth perception is that was how me and Chris like sealed our like kind of like team
Your
bond,
bond.
like
Yeah.
Kobe Shaq kind of thing. So yeah, that album is so important to me for those reasons. But
yeah. I think it gives me a lot of like I remember listening to it earlier today at like work, and I like have my like earbuds in, and I was like man, I like forgot how memorable this album was. Like I remember listening to it took me back to that time when I was listening to it in 2019, and I was like, man, I really didn't give this album as much love as I should have given it, at the time. Like and so I think to me it's like I think I can appreciate more of the journey now. Like I think at the time I was like, okay, like I was like, man, they're doing this like a lot of clean vocals. Like maybe they should like add more energy to their sound, right?
There's a lot of things we felt, yeah,
Sure.
yeah,
But I
and that's
feel like,
growing.
but I
Yeah.
also feel like you guys knew that was there, and then decided like future releases, like we're just gonna put more energy into it. But then now I go back and listen to Depth Perception, I'm like, no, they were cooking with that album. Like I was wrong.
Yeah,
Like I was completely wrong, and like I'll fully admit it. Like that. Like
no,
I
no,
was
it's
like,
okay.
but I
No,
appreciate it now because I think it's like again you can respect the journey because now I see like Alone, Lovetok, like
yeah,
all the
that's cool. Yeah,
where all the
that's what it's
heart, like
about.
like where all of these songs kind of came from and worked out. Like now it makes more sense to like understand where depth perception came from. So I think for me it's like I'm gonna definitely be giving that some more spins, some more love because I'm
Heck
like
yeah, that's
this is
awesome, man.
great. So I
That's
implore everyone to go do that. Go do it.
that's what it's about. I always tell Chris, it's like, man, who cares? Whatever happens, like, we just gotta make sure we're having fun, we're enjoying this. Because the
Yeah.
second we're not, wait, someone to say something, and then we're gonna just have fun and just put this out, and we're gonna keep going. It's all about longevity, and like we want to play big shows one day. We just can't quit. And that's cool that you say that the journey. And it's like you can kind of go back, and I've gone back and listened to some of those songs, and it's just crazy to hear them now too, and what they mean, and they still kind of mean the same way, but
Sure.
I've
Yeah.
changed, and it's really cool. So any musician out there, anyone making art, just don't be afraid to like let your vulnerability go and just put it out there. Like just put it out there. I mean, you be smart about it. Releases, get help on how to do all that stuff if you really want to take it seriously, I guess. But or just make art and fuck it, put it out there.
Yeah.
So,
I think I was like, at least for me, it's like I I love to be like overly sentimental about like old records, especially like in my earlier years of doing YouTube, because like now I'm like in like 2 weeks roughly I'll be celebrating like 8 years of doing this, So like for me,
that's awesome, man.
it's
That's
for
about as
me,
long as this band too.
which is crazy, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like to me, I understand. I've seen bands through like a lot of different years, changes, sounds, and I think it's like I respect their vision that much more now. Like I think at the time, like maybe I was just a little jaded or like whatever, but like I think it's like now I'm like, I get it. Like, it makes more sense to me. Like the process that musicians go through, and like to me, it's like you got to respect, even if like this isn't for you anymore. Like, I think it's still like
Th-
something you have to like understand and respect. It's like it was still something that's crucial to you, still affected you at that time, and it still was carried with you regardless of whether or not like the band keeps the same sound or not. And
Right, or
so
breaks up. Yeah,
or breaks
absolutely.
up
I
or
feel that
whatever.
way.
Yeah.
There's so many like bands that are like, I gotta go back and like, I don't really listen to them anymore, but I did, man, so much. Oh, I
Oh,
love those guys. No, like love them. So and how like, I can only hope to be like something like that. Oh man, Sauce fucking, I love
oh,
those
they're
guys
great.
when they hit the spot back then, man.
Oh, they still
Wonder
hit
what
the
they're doing
spot.
now.
They still
Wonder
hit
what
the
they're doing.
spot
Yeah, I
now.
know. Well, that's all up to us. That it really is all up to us if we want to keep doing that. Like Norma Jean is a perfect example. I was just talking
Oh
to my
yeah.
wife about that. It's like that's what I want. I was like, I just want like just like this like core maybe like following that just helps keep it going and helps gets us on like some sick
Yeah.
shows every year and just make a bunch of fun music and doesn't whatever and
Yeah, it's a journey.
I'll do my day job like in the on the off on the in the off
Oh,
season.
I
I
know.
don't mind to be
Oh,
like that. It's like the old ball play, like old basketball players and old football players. They all weren't like full time.
they
Some
just
of those
show up
guys are like
sometimes. Yeah.
they would work. Like during the off season, oh, I'm gonna go work construction for a little bit.
But then I'm gonna go play
So
some game.
then
Go
yeah,
play some
exactly.
sports
That's
after.
me.
Yeah.
That's me. Like right now, I work for I paint. I have my own little LLC, so
Oh,
contract
nice.
myself out there a
Very
little bit.
sick.
And then met Kevin, um, 2.5 years now ago, 3 years
Woo.
ago, or yeah. Anyways, and that's I started working for him a little bit actually. He manages contractors,
Ah.
so we just grind. I just grind doing that, and then go to soft spoken touring. So it's like whatever tours we can get, I'm able, just being self-employed. So
Yeah.
if the machine can feed itself, man,
Listen,
that's the
the
I will keep
flexibility.
going. I
I,
will
I
keep going.
I feel you as someone who
So
also works a day job and does this as
yeah,
another full time job. It's to me, it's like I respect those bands that spend like the weekend warriors, like the people that spend that time to like really hone their craft as musicians, like regardless if they've been doing it for like a year or if they've been
that's how
doing
you
it for
got
a long
to.
time. It's an incredible thing. So if you are a weekend warrior, we salute
Yeah,
you. Big
salute.
big salutes. But the next question I have for you, Sam, is I did see in all of Where the Hearts Belong, the title track, you guys have Alexia from I Set to Kill, which I was like, first of all, OG band, love them, would love to have them on. Come on the show, would love to have you. How did that happen? I'm curious how that got arranged. Was that kind of the first person that you guys thought of to have as a feature on this song, or were there maybe other people that were like in the pool,
Um, yeah, we talked about having. We weren't so big on having a feature.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I can't remember what brought this on.
Oh,
I think
really?
it was definitely Chris's idea. So
Okay.
we've gone on. Chris works. Used still kind of does work a little bit with the 307 management, helping
Yes.
that team out. And works is that's their management. So we've gone on the road with them. So we know them. I've got to know them a little bit on the road. So that's how we felt like we could reach out to Alexia and ask her if she wanted to get on this. That song in particular, she really liked. She thought the lyrics were like really hit home for her personally. So I thought that was cool. And yeah, just I think Chris was the one with the idea with the feature. I was talking to my buddy uh uh Al Bolts from Sound Like Wolves. Like
Yeah,
he's always
I
been
love
one that
Al.
I love Al too. He's a breath of fresh air when he walks into the room. He's
Yeah.
so awesome. But we've talked always collabing and getting on some each other's songs, and it didn't happen. And it's probably my fault. Al always wants to get on a soft smoking
Al,
song,
what
so
the hell, man?
I owe him that. No, it was my fault.
Oh
Not sure. Oh yeah, did I not say that? Yeah, my fault. I'm not sure why. I was like,
no,
oh
I'm
yeah,
just kidding. I
we
want
gave
to
it to
roast
Alexia. We
Al.
gave it to
I'll roast Al.
Alexia. Al, I'm sorry. We thought that would be,
Oh,
you know.
so wait. So you're saying instead of
Oh no.
Al, you could have had Alexia.
Yes. So, sort
Or
of
vice
now.
versa, I mean, sorry.
But I say yeah, vice versa. Yeah, sort of. Not particular that song, Where the
Sure,
Heart
sure.
Belongs. But yeah, no, I talk to Al quite a bit,
Al,
so
come you
so he
just
knows he knows
the
when we're in
door's
the studio and
open.
knows what we're doing and stuff. And I know we're gonna do something. But their new album is sweet.
I'm excited.
They're always making music, music. But yeah, the Alexia got on that. It's sweet. I know all the comments on YouTube are like, "Yeah, love Alexia." This like it was a marketing ploy. Did what it's supposed to. I'm just kidding. We love them, and we were blessed that she was willing to do that for us.
No, I
So
feel like
she,
that's an OG name, you know, like when you see
yeah, no
that, you're
doubt,
like, I think for me, like as being an OG, like I'm like, oh yeah, that's sick.
I
Like, you know,
loved them growing up.
like
Yeah,
they're so underrated. So I feel like to
for
me,
sure.
it's like that was cool, and also I love the song. So I was like a twofer. You know, I enjoyed the song, and also I get to hear like a feature that I haven't heard an I Said to Kill song in like such a long time. Like gave me a little bit of nostalgia, which like I love, and I was just like, man, I wonder how they got it. But then that makes sense because I remember talking to Chris about 307 like years ago as
Yeah,
well, and he was like, "Yeah, we have I Said to Kill," and I was just like, Chris,
small. It's all small
come on,
world,
man."
you know. You think about it, it really is.
Yeah,
So
which is cool.
sort
Is
of,
there?
yeah.
I mean, obviously, you mentioned Al as a potential feature in the future. Is there anybody else that like you guys are close with that you would
All
love to have on?
close with. Oh man, close. We've talked about other features like that we're not close with that that are
Sure,
that
sure,
would be
sure.
cool. That for cost some money, but I think maybe Kyle would want to do it. So maybe.
Kyle, where you at?
So
Love
I
to
don't
see
know.
it.
That'd be cool. That would be cool. I would love to have Kyle. That's an OG name
That is an OG
to
name.
have on a track. So I don't know. Now that I'm saying that, that might be an idea.
Kyle, listen, man,
So we're going to Nashville this week.
it'd be kind of
Well,
sick.
we actually Cole and Dylan too. They've been working and writing some tracks together just
Oh,
on the
let's
side. They do
go.
a lot. Cole's always still working, like producing. So they actually showed us a song that we might use. Maybe I don't know. Pretty cool. So I love the Kentucky collaboration that we're
Let's go.
doing. Yeah.
Love to see
So
it.
let's do it.
I
Yeah.
feel like if I have to put my metaphorical token, I would
Yeah.
love to see, because you did mention Andrew Bayless,
Mhm.
shout outs. I would love to see his previous bands, Life on
I thought
Repeat.
Jelly Roll. Life on Repeat would be sweet. Yeah,
I
that would
feel
be
like
cool.
I feel like well also Jelly Roll, but I feel like Pat would be so cool. Like
That would be cool.
I don't know if he's still doing any
I
vocal
haven't.
stuff, but like I feel like that would be so like one of my favorite bands of all time. So
Heck
I feel
yeah.
like that's my pitch. Andrew, if you watch this, that's
Okay.
my pitch to you guys. I feel like that'd be wild. I don't know if
We
it
could
would ever
definitely ask him.
happen, but I would cry. I would be like, I would record the reaction video and it would just be me crying the entire time.
Dang. Well, maybe we got to do it now just to make
Sadness.
Brandon
Yeah,
cry.
I'll be a
We
real
got to make Brandon cry.
unlock the emo, which I've already done. You know, I have an emo, so that's unlocked all the time.
Man, that's a good thing. Like if you were really good at like making yourself get really emotional and cry, do you think that'd be like a really good reaction, like gimmick? Not get that it's a gimmick, but like that could be your
My shtick.
your thing. Or like people go to watch it because like he or she just like gets real emotional, they'll cry sometimes.
Oh
Like
no,
like it
I've
hits.
cried
Like I
on
watched
here.
her.
I've cried on stream. Like
Yeah.
I'll give a shout out. I've said this multiple times. If you guys want to go watch it, you can go watch me cry. But I reviewed like live reviewed the latest Devil Wears Prada album, Color Decay. And
Yeah.
once Cancer came on, bro, your boys, the Waterworks, man.
I'm gonna go. I'm going to
I
watch
was
that.
soaking. I was it
Man.
hit like that.
Well, good.
That
That's how it
hit.
should be, I think. I think that's really cool.
And Chat was super nice, so I gotta give a shout out to
Heck
Chat.
yeah.
Chat was like super like, oh my god, like I'm so sorry for your loss, stuff like that. Like it was very vindicating. Not that, and like it was cool because like I didn't force myself to do it. Just like the emotions of the song,
Yeah.
just like really kicked in, and I was like, oh boy, I can feel it coming. You know, like the water was starting to well up in my eyes, and I was like, well, might as well do it. You know, it's not bit, it's not anything. It was like true raw emotion. You know.
Good. No, absolutely. I'm all for that. Hey, and what I was saying, gimmick, no way. I don't know. If there's just someone struggling out there on YouTube and needs a couple ideas, I don't know. I was thinking like how ASMR is. It's like,
Sure,
maybe
yeah.
there's people out there who just really like a good crier.
Hey,
That could
listen.
be.
Just watch that part of the video. You'll feel
I'm gonna
the
go.
you'll
I'm going to watch it.
you gotta go
Actually,
watch it. It's great.
I'm going to watch it.
I'm better now, by the way. This has been like months, many months has passed since this point. So if you reach out to me, I'm good. I'm feeling great. But yeah, no, I'm very excited to see what Soft Spoken is going to be doing this year, because I think for me it's like, again, going through the catalog, I think it gave me a lot of interesting thoughts on where you guys are headed. And I also noticed that you guys have been releasing a lot of singles. Do you feel like going further, at least for your releases, are you guys just going to be doing like the single, like waterfall release, where you guys are just going to keep releasing singles and then it's going to end up on like maybe a
Yeah.
collective EP, or what do you guys have kind of planned
I think
loosely?
you kind of nailed it on the ladder there. I think that's kind of what we're thinking about doing. It's just like, releasing a few singles and then putting a collective EP. But we've actually kind of just straight up also been talking about just dropping an EP. Because we're going and doing like I think we're going to do 4 songs this weekend.
Oh, wow.
And we already have 2 songs ready to go. And one's coming out in February, so that one might not. So I don't know. Dylan, our bass player, had a really good idea, and I cannot think of it for the life of me. But he had a really cool idea, and it had something to do with like singles and EP and like doing something intertwining and stuff. I can't remember what he said, but we were all like, "Dang, that's a really cool idea. No one's doing that." So I'm not gonna give it. And it's probably a good thing I can't remember.
It's good that you can't remember it, because you don't want to. You don't want to reveal the sauce. I got you. You know.
I mean, I don't know. I think that single game is cool, but like sometimes it's banging and just be, oh my god, they just what just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, no,
with the right marketing behind it, it's worth it. But
as a vinyl head, I love a full length. That's my bread and butter. I'm old, so I love an album.
No, that's never gonna. I think all people truly love albums. Justin Timberlake is about, didn't he drop an album or is about to?
He dropped a single. He dropped a single, so
yes, or he's dropping a few singles for an album to come out. Yeah, so hey, I mean, yeah,
I think it can work.
No one way to do it.
Yeah, and I think I think to just like reference like Sleep Token, I feel like they do a great job of releasing. They release a bunch of singles and then they're like, hey, we have an album. Here you go. Here's the other 5 songs or 5 or 6 songs that you're missing out on. Great, like that, like it, or also like. I think
I bet they could do that too now.
Could do it too now, and I think, or like the other option that I've seen some like bands do is like the 2 EPs, like have one EP at the beginning, like closer to the beginning of the year, and then have one like closer to the end of the year, and it's like beautiful, So I think there's like multiple avenues to go about it. I was just curious on how, because like I said, you released Lovetok and you released Alone, and I was like, those are singles. So I'm just like, are they going to be part of like a larger like conglomerate thing, or they were just singles to kind of like be like, hey, we want to get songs out, we want to kind of get the ball rolling. Let's try to put some songs out and like see what people are feeling. Try to press them out as much as we can and like go from there.
We definitely want to get songs out, just keep the ball rolling at the end of the day, for sure. So, but yeah, I don't know. We were just talking about this actually.
There we go.
So, yeah, I'm kind of right there in the loop with you, like a little confused myself. I don't know exactly.
I don't know.
So, but we got all these songs ready to go. So.
Yeah, I think that is good. Like, I love when bands kind of are like already on the next phase. They're just like, listen, we got the next shit coming, and you aren't ready for it. Like, that's like the biggest like sentiment. So I love that. But the next question I have for you, Sam, keeping it more current, what's some bands, what's some like groups you've been listening to, musicians, artists that you've been jamming more currently?
Let's see here. Well, we were talking about Sleep Token a
Yeah.
little bit. I do love them, and now I feel like they're getting so much flack now. Like that's just what happens when you
Hey, yeah.
get big and your fans just love the shit out of you. People were gonna hate.
That could be worse. I
Whatever.
think that could
It
be the
could
worst
definitely.
thing. Yeah, listen, they sold out an
Yeah,
entire
yeah.
tour, so
I
I mean,
know. So
hey,
I don't know
listen,
why.
I'll take some hate if I can sell out
Yeah,
an entire tour.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, then gosh, reminds me, I've been working so much, and sometimes I get in the car and I listen to a lot of AM radio. It's pathetic.
AM radio, interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Let's see. Who's I just jamming? Love Thornhill. I feel like I'm
Oh,
still
I love
jamming
Thornhill.
the Dark Pool. Like it's like old now.
That's such a great. That is a
I don't.
classic.
Oh god, my friend. I know, man. I'm just like I feel like I've been struggling to find music too lately. Not really. There's so much out
There's
there.
so
I've
much.
just
Yeah,
also it's bad. There's so much. I've just kind of out of the loop. I feel like
that's fair.
making my own music.
Well, yeah. So you're listening
Dylan
to a
sent
lot of
me.
heavy. You're listening to a lot of heavy stuff, Sam, or
I
what?
have
What were
been,
we
yeah.
vibing?
Dylan sent me, yeah, I have been. Dylan sent me a new song called "Terrorist" by Novelist yesterday.
Oh,
Dude, that song is sweet. I'm loving that.
you should listen to the
Been
new stuff, the new novelist stuff. Like
so,
so terrorist.
oh wait, that's not a new song. You're right.
Yeah, no. So
New for
they're
me. New
new
for
for
me.
you,
Sorry.
new for you. I got you. So they have a new vocalist now. So
He was saying they were
she
going.
she's
Oh
amazing.
wow,
She's
that's
sick.
awesome.
Yeah, she crushes it.
Well,
Camille
that's awesome.
Chalice. She's great. So they have like
Well,
3 singles out with her.
oh, that's what I'm
So
gonna go listen to. Then.
yeah, they're rad. I love
Okay.
novelists. They're awesome.
Let's see. So I listen to a lot of Colorblind.
Oh,
You like those guys?
yeah, they're sick.
They're
From
getting like
Texas?
I love
Yeah,
those
let's
guys.
go.
They're cool. And then we played a show with Until I Wake.
Ooh,
There
nice.
and so I was like, I really like these guys. And then I know I heard like Cody's not in the band anymore. So, okay,
Oh,
that stinks. I don't know if you heard that too, but so yeah, the Cody's not in the band anymore. Their lead singer. That's all right.
that's rough.
He'll get. Yeah, it happens. But yeah, who the hell else? Trying to think. Yeah, I guess.
I'm trying to think.
Yeah, go for it.
If I can give you, let me see if I can give you some new stuff to listen to. So you said you've been listening to like a lot of heavy music, or is it
Yeah,
kind of a mix?
I'll throw on just like it's kind of a mix. I'll throw on those like Spotify core playlists and stuff.
Okay,
Get what goes through.
Let me see if I got
What
some good
goes
ones.
through.
So I feel like you could probably jam out to. So there's this new band that I had on last year called Windwalkers.
Oh, okay. Yep, I've been listening to them.
That new
They're
album
sick.
That new album is sick.
That new album is. They're like, I read their Spotify thing, and they're like, their description said, "We know we used to be heavier."
Yeah, exactly. That's what. Exactly.
I love it, and I like that. Yeah, so I know about those guys.
Okay.
They are sick, dude, and that new album is so awesome. Yes, thank you for reminding me. And then I sparked another one. Here's another band I've been listening to actually, Point North.
Yes. Oh my god, they're so sick.
They're so good. I love them, dude. They do it like I like easy core to I feel like Data Remember did the best, and then like I can't get past them, and like can't I give other people the timetable, whatever. Chunk No Captain Chunk was really good. But but Point North gives me some like, dude, they like do all kinds of different things.
Yeah.
In their stuff. It's so cool. Like they got a little bit of everything. Like it's got a like bouncy, vibey, some like pop punky, some metalcore, and then some easy. I don't know. There you go.
Good mix.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. That's the risk that people are taking these days, and that's what we're trying to
blur the lines
and figure that shit out. Yeah. What is it?
I said blur the lines a little bit. I like that.
A little bit, like you said. Yeah.
I think that's important. Like I think the at least for me, like what makes bands memorable are like the ones that are kind of like on that like silver edge of like we're doing like metalcore type stuff, but we're doing like post-hardcore stuff, but we're also incorporating some like alternative energy in there. And I think to me, like that's like I really respect that a ton because it's like it's difficult to find the balance of all of those things. But I think you guys could crush it. I think you could do. I think
Thank you.
I think you guys could really rock something
Thank
where
you.
it's like on the line of that. Like I think another great band, you know, that is doing a great job of that is like a Bad Omens, right? Like I think they're
Yeah, of
doing.
course.
I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
I obviously everyone's probably
Dude,
tired of them people talking about them,
no,
but I think
I
they
don't
do
think they are.
I think they do a great job of kind of
I,
meshing those lines together of being like, we can do like electronic stuff, we can do heavy stuff, like we can do these like really big like anthemic choruses and stuff, and like
yeah,
hit you with some really nice things. So I'm very excited to see where like post-hardcore metalcore stuff hits this year. Like I'm curious to see what's gonna be like doing super well.
I know. Me too. I hope it's us.
Hopefully,
I'm
soft
just kidding.
spoken. That's what I'm saying.
That's right.
Listen,
I mean,
we're getting on the
I
ground level,
will.
baby.
uh, I hope it for everyone, honestly. So I know
Yeah.
after 2020, that was it was rough for everyone getting back
Yeah.
into things and stuff. So I'm just glad to see festivals popping up and everyone getting on festivals, and so
Yeah.
it's cool.
I think it's like I think I would hope it gave everyone a good reset, you know? Like I think
Yeah,
I like something that I realized like pretty early on was like how many like bands just toured. Like like just toured, right? Like and that to me is like
we were
crazy,
going
right?
so
Going
hard. We
super
had a
hard.
hard one like right before it happened. Like everything shut
Yeah.
down.
Yeah. So I think to me it's like I think people really took the time to like really delve their craft a little bit more. And
Yeah,
like to me it's I think that's so important. Like even myself, I feel like I took the time to really like hone in on like why I do this, why this is important to me. Like I think it gives me a lot more appreciation for like the times that I worked through that time, and now I'm at the hopefully we're out of it. You know what I mean? Like, and to me, I would hope the same thing for like bands where they really took the time to like work on their musical skills and like really do it. And I would argue that like over the past like 2 or 3 years, like some of the best like metal, like post hardcore, like has come out in a
yeah.
while. And I love that. It's amazing. Like there's so much more variation now than I think there's ever been. So I'm pretty stoked. I'm excited, and I'm excited to see what
Me
Soft
too.
Spoken does next. Uh, the next question I have for you, Sam, is what is a song you wish that you wrote? Is there any song that comes to mind that you're just like, I wish I wrote that song. That would be sick.
Like any song.
Any song.
Like, oh my god, that's hard, dude. That's a hard question for
Listen,
me.
I'm grilling you. You're the
Man,
only one on here tonight. You know,
listen,
I gotta grill you, Sam.
I wish I wrote Rebecca Black. It's Friday, Friday. No, that
Oh,
was a
I knew.
joke.
Okay, okay.
Okay, okay.
I was like, I'm
Oh,
gonna need you to break
respect,
that down
Rebecca.
for me. Yeah, respect. No, no,
I
no.
need you to break that
I respect Rebecca. I'm just saying
down.
I needed a breakdown. I
I
knew
don't
why
know,
it
probably a
was.
Taylor Swift song or something. Just one of those puppies, and you probably wouldn't be talking to me right now because I'd be
Oh wow,
retired
that's
at a
fucked
really
up.
early
You
age,
know,
right?
after all I've done for your band, Sam, you're just gonna
I
be
know.
like, yeah, you're
I'm
not gonna be
just kidding.
talking to me, bro. I'm too
Oh
cool for this
man,
shit.
man. Probably Peter Frampton.
Ooh, okay.
Baby, that one. I love your ways. Yeah, baby, I love your ways. Ooh,
Ooh,
that's probably not what it's called. That's a good,
that's a good
yeah.
one. I haven't heard
Yeah,
that one yet.
I
I like
love
it.
that song, dude.
That's a great song. You guys
I
should
like the
cover
Big
it.
Mountain. I like the Big Mountain version, the reggae version, but that's cool.
Ooh,
We should cover it. That'd be cool.
that'd be
I
kind
like
of
a lot of
tight.
reggae actually, but
Interesting. I would have never picked
yeah,
that. I would have never guessed
I
that.
I know, no. I mean, I grew up loving like ska actually, and punk rock kind of got me into that, so that's like kind of where that came from. But yeah, once I like Census Fail, Silverstein, I was like, oh man, I kind of like this screamo stuff. Like, it fits me. I'm like kind of yeah.
I'm kind of emo
So
now. Yeah.
I'm kind of yeah. I love them
I'm kind
growing
of
up. Yeah.
depressed now. You know, like I get.
Yeah.
I know that
But
feels.
yeah.
That's a good
That was
song.
a hard question though, man. Yeah.
Listen,
I do love that song. That was the song that was my first dance song with my wife.
oh,
Uh,
sentimental.
so that's probably what it was.
We love it. Yeah. No, that's a great choice too in and of itself. Like song Peter Frampton stuff is fantastic. So I can stand by this. This is a good choice.
Cool.
But
Cool.
next question I have for you, Sam. What is your Mount Rushmore of bands? Like if you were to populate a Mount Rushmore, who
Oh
would be on your
yeah.
Mount Rushmore?
Oh yeah. It would probably you'd have to throw like Freddie Mercury up there.
Okay, that's number one. All right, all right.
Yeah.
You got like 3 more choices. So
Yeah, keep okay, 3. Um, let me think. Oh my gosh, we might be here for a
that's
while.
all right. We'll cut out all the debt. Or I'll just fill in the blanks, you know.
Yes.
I'll be like, so yeah, my day, you know,
Yeah. Let's see. So hard because I just love so much, and I feel like
that's fair.
um, I know. I love Bob Marley. I told you I love reggae a
Oh,
lot too.
yeah,
My mom
okay.
was huge in Bob Marley. So we connected. So those 2 guys, and I gotta throw in something, Census Fail. I'll throw Buddy's face on
Ooh,
there too. That
okay.
man really did influence me a lot. Growing up, just a stage performance and everything.
That's fair. Yeah.
Um,
Great
and
choice.
just cool. I don't know. He's pretty vocal about a lot of
Yeah.
things. Whatever. Oh, my phone. Sorry, Brandon.
That's all right. You're all good.
And we got one more on
All
that
right.
list
What's the last
here.
one? What are we
Was
filling
it?
it out with?
Where's it gonna be? Oh man. Let's see. Um,
You can do it. I got you. I got faith.
I don't know why I'm making this so hard. So I'm trying to pick someone kind of current that like really inspired me a lot. And doing what I'm doing. I love Dance Gavin Dance. Like I was gonna say, Johnny Craig's vocals back then were just so revolutionary.
Is that your 4th pick?
Dance Gavin Dance, maybe the whole band.
The whole
maybe,
okay.
just,
I'll give you a
maybe I
pass.
don't know. Okay, Johnny Craig, maybe yeah.
Johnny Craig. Okay. Okay.
I don't know. Yeah. So yeah,
I respect that choice. I respect that choice.
That was hard.
That's a good one. You had a good list. You had a good list. That's tough.
That is tough, man.
You know, to surmise
You
your
come in with
entire
some
music.
hard.
I got
Well,
you. Hard
I don't
hitters.
know about everyone's personal, like Johnny Craig's personal like life. I'm not, drug addictions or whatever he may be. I don't condone some of the decisions made. But he's human at the end of the day.
Yeah,
he's a great singer. And when he was with Dance Gavin Dance and some of those albums, it was like to me.
I think oftentimes
I don't know why I just thought of that, but it's just honest.
I feel like sometimes it's like I agree with you 100%. Like I think Johnny Craig was a great vocalist. I think he still is a great vocalist. But like I think to me it's like same with Buddy. Like I feel like there's some things like personally I don't agree with, but
I know, man.
why,
and I just said that, and it's crazy.
but that's fair. Like I think there's a lot of things. There's probably a lot of like vocalists and like artists that I don't agree with, but I do think they're immensely talented. So I think it's at least from my perspective, I think that I often forget that like these people are extremely talented and very influential. But that doesn't mean that I condone any of the things that they've done, or do. That I think that's what I realize is like you can still have those influences, you can still care about those bands. Like for example, like I the Mighty is like one of my favorite bands of all time.
Dude,
Right?
oh my gosh,
I love that band.
yes.
But like I don't condone any of the things that happen with that band. That is not cool. I got to interview them, which is like an interview that is like not won't be here on the channel. You can't go look for, but like it to me it's like that is a monumentally influential band to me, but I don't condone what happened in their situation, whatever they did. You know what I mean? Like it's a rough concept, and I think people like I think it's tough to burn someone at the stake a little bit for that, because it's like we're all human, we all make mistakes, we all do bad shit sometimes. It's like I think it's like, yeah, you can be upset that those things happened and those things exist, but in the same vein, like they're such a massive part of like I would imagine like a lot of people that have come up in this scene. Like there's something about their vocal styling, whatever, like that just influences those people. So I think it's like, at least my take on it is that like I don't support like the acts that they do, but I do support their artistry, and like that I think they definitely have that sort of influence.
Definitely where I'm coming from. Yes, chat. That's where I'm coming from too. Brandon said it.
Okay, there we go. We're
so
on the same
yeah,
page. Sam and I are on same team.
People, I don't know. People would just be like, "What?" He said, "Who?" Oh, ew.
Yeah, yeah. Oh
I
my
just got to
God.
admit,
Yeah, listen,
I
keeping it
was just influenced
100%.
by him so
Yeah,
hard, man. This is
yeah.
real. And that's the first thing to think of.
You
Gosh, all right. What's the next question,
you got
Brandon?
to keep it. Yeah, yeah. We gotta
Gosh,
move
it's getting
out.
harder and
We
harder,
gotta
man.
move out. We gotta move out of the tumultuous
Those
questions.
influence questions I've always found. I'll talk to like with the band, with the guys in the band afterwards. Be like, man, those questions are the hardest to answer sometimes.
The
They're just,
influences are
but I
really
love
difficult.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me at least, but for some people probably not. You're like, oh, that's easy for me, bro. Metallica, all the
Yeah, I
way.
love
I don't
Metallica. Nickelback's my favorite. You know, you're
know.
like, no, and if that is your influence, is great. You know, respect. But I think it's
Absolutely.
like, I think it's crazy to see how people kind of get into the scene. You know, I think that's kind of like to me
Yeah.
what I notice is
Yeah.
like,
How did
what
you? Yeah.
avenue
What
did you
brought
get
you
in there?
here?
You know, like
Yeah.
that.
Touche,
That to
yeah.
me is like I'm old. Like I love that because there's like some bands that like I haven't heard of in a while, and they're like, yeah, I was influenced by this really niche band, and I'm like this really niche like post-hardcore band called Broadway. Have you ever heard of them? And I'm like, bro, I fucking love Broadway. They're like one of this band's
Yeah.
so sick. You know what I mean? Like, so I
Thanks.
think it's like it's tough. Like, and you know, I love hearing about it because I'm just such a I'm just such an audio head. You know, so I love it. But the last question
Word.
I have for you, Sam, is the big boy honcho question. I love asking this question, but thank you for spending the time, guys. If you have not checked out Soft Spoken, Sam's going to tell you in just a few minutes, so stay tuned. And maybe he'll reveal the new single name. I don't know. You know, no holds bar. But I wanted to know, Sam. Thanks for spending the time first and foremost. But secondly,
Absolutely. Likewise.
wanted to know why music is important to you. You know, we talked about you doing like daytime job. You know, you've been doing this for as long as I've been doing it for. You know, there is this high level of dedication and like love to make music. What kind of fuels your passion to keep creating? You know, year over year. I to me, it's like I feel like I find more love for bands when I know why they do it or why it's important to them and why they
Yeah.
put their like heart and soul into it. So why is this important to you?
It's important to me because I had like growing up just had been around like, I feel like the alternative, kids, or maybe the alternative things like
Hmm.
skateboarding and music kind of, and I listen to different music than like, the alternative music versus what's, popular at
What's
the time or
popular?
whatever.
Yeah.
At that time you're growing up, so it's like finding your way. And music was just an outlet to kind of escape. And when I started finding like screamo emo bands and stuff and going to a lot of shows as a kid, just have my parents drop me off, it was just like this environment that like it's kind of just reminded me of like skateboarding and like hanging out at the skate parks. And it's just like that environment. And just then when I started going to shows, that environment, just being there and what it was doing to people live, like just like this specific music, like high
Yeah.
energy screaming, and parents like, how can you listen to that? Like, can't understand what you're saying. And why don't you sing something nice? And then, so I fell in love. Like I wanted to skate, like I wanted to play music. I wanted to try it, I wanted to like do that stuff. So got a guitar, started playing guitar, and then kind of like singing, just doing it in my bedroom. And I think when I discovered maybe that I had a little bit of a knack for it, that it was maybe worth putting some energy into it. And just, I mean, it's a blessing. I like started kind of like at a younger age when you can like have free time to do those things. But to anyone, but I'm 34 now, still trying to do to play
Yeah.
shows and stuff. And
Oh, I know.
so it's like it's cool that I'm still doing this. So it's like skateboarding for me. It's like it's artwork. Skateboarding is artwork in a
Oh, it
way.
is. Oh, yeah.
You can't, so anything's artwork if you can make, art out of anything that you do. You know what I mean? There's an art to
Life
everything.
is art. Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah. So like it fuels me in that sense. It's like even if it's not soft spoken, like I'm always gonna have a guitar at my hand or by my side of some sorts. There'll always be music, my house and my car. I've got a little girl now. I know that I want
Oh,
her to like have that,
yeah.
chance to maybe find an instrument that she might like. If not, whatever, But I just think music is it's cool for it feeds my soul like that. But physically playing it and doing what Softspoken's been doing, and I guess fans are liking it, and I guess we're good, doing something good enough to sell some tickets and sell some music. And
Yeah.
so it's cool that when you get those kind of results after all the work, that does want to make you keep going. Like, even being 34, like we're playing Rockfest
Oh,
this summer
nice.
in
Shout out.
Wisconsin,
Very cool.
and yeah, that's a big flyer. Kind of cool to see your name on there. So it's that's definitely a pusher. It's like now it's like 34, like the time's ticking kind of feeling. Like let's get this guy. No, and I don't like thinking that way either, because like Norma Jean, those guys still doing it.
Yeah.
It's so cool. That's what I would love. So.
No, that's great. I feel like that is me energy, like I'll probably be doing this until I can't do it anymore. Like there's something inherently special about this scene and community that has always made a profound impact on me. Like, and I feel like I have to pay it back by doing this. You know what I mean? Like, this is something that's important to me, like, has made such a big impact on my life that I need to be able to share that influence with someone else. Like, if somebody watches my
Absolutely.
videos, like, they're like, oh my God, that's so cool. Brandon's 30 years old and he's still doing the scene. Like, that's
Yeah.
crazy. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
Well, and that's the cool thing about like music specifically. It's like I feel like it belongs to everyone. So when I
Oh,
make these
sure.
songs, like take it and do with it what you will. Like let you, if it makes you feel that way, great. So, and it's like, and what you're doing is important too, Brandon, because like you like react to videos, you have people on, like, and you make us like you bring the artist to like the living room now.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm just this dude who paints, and like I don't think I'm that good, and you can do it too, sitting at home, Mr. Whoever or
Yeah.
Mrs. Whoever, or little one inspiring to be, you can do it. So it's just what you're doing is great too, because you're
Oh,
bringing
thank
us to the
you.
light. You're making us appear just like you. We're just like
We're just
everyone
homies.
else.
We're just real.
Yeah, we're still
We're
helping
real.
people. Yeah, it's great. So I love it. It helps us get our music out there too,
Yeah.
so it's like help in that way
I think
and
it's
delivering
important. Yeah.
so.
I think it's important because I always say this is like, even if it's not a song that like I'm particularly like stoked on, or it's not my thing, like I'll say this isn't my thing, but it's maybe for somebody else, and maybe somebody else watches this and is like, this song impacts me, right? Like, I think that's like the biggest thing that like I hope people take away that join the scene, regardless of where you live, is like being in this scene is like understanding that like you want to feel part of a community, and these like people, whatever like heavy community you're a part of, is always going to make, I would hope, is always going to want to make you feel welcome. That's because that's how I felt, and always want to be able to extend that olive branch to whoever I talk to, whoever comments on these videos. Is like, I want to know that I'm being able to offer this olive branch to somebody else and be like, hey, listen, this is like, I'm in the PA scene. Like, come out to a show. Would love to meet you. Would love to
Yeah,
hang out. Like, that. I think that is such a like culture thing that has given me such a positive look, extra positive look on life. So I always try to drive that point home, that wherever you live, just like, especially if you like this music, go out to shows, hang out with the homies. Like, there's plenty of cool people out there that are doing it,
absolutely.
and
And it's a
deserve
small
your love.
world at the end. Yeah, exactly. And it's a small world at the end of the day too. It's
Oh
like
yeah.
how you ran into Kevin, like that's so
Yeah.
cool. Like it's
Full
we
circle.
had we uh there's a YouTube reactor named Tori Reacts,
Yeah,
and
Tori's great. She's awesome.
she came out to one of our shows in uh, oh my gosh, dude,
North
stupid
Carolina?
brain. Yeah, that's a state, right? But
Yeah.
I'm just trying to remember if we were there, if that's where we were exactly. But she came out, if it was there or not. But that's kind of
Whatever
cool, like
state.
getting
Yeah.
to meet. Yeah, yeah. It's what you're doing is so important.
Oh, thank you.
What everyone's doing is important, because it's we're all got to feed our soul, chase our personal legends somehow. It's like
Hey.
what else is life then? Like I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know. I'd rather look back and just be like, oh, I gave that a hard shot. Like,
Yeah,
that was
exactly.
great.
I don't want to look back and be like, man, I regret not doing that. You know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah,
want to look
yeah,
back and be
that's
like,
it.
I did
Yeah,
this. Like,
just gave it.
I put my hard earned effort into it. Did
Yeah,
it come in? Did anything come out of it? Yeah. I mean, like,
dude.
friends that I've made, like, across the world, lifelong friends, you know, it's like such an important thing. So go
Never
check
know what
out.
door will open next, too. Yeah.
Yeah, you never
So
know. Somebody might have the next keys to something else, and you might be the perfect person they're looking for, you know?
exactly.
So
Yeah.
keep plugging at it. If you're doing
No
this, keep
doubt.
doing it. But
We
Sam,
salute.
tell them where they can find Soft Spoken at. This is your time to shill about your band.
Yes.
So tell them where
Yes.
they can find you at, what you have coming up. If you want to reveal the next single title name when it's
Oh,
coming
that's
out, all
right.
that stuff, you know, if you want to, you know, give them a little tease, do it up.
I can do that. I can do that. You can find anything and everything soft spoken at softspokenmusic.com. Real easy. Softspokenmusic.com.
In the
Real
description.
easy. And join us there. Subscribe to our site. We are setting up our community. Like we were doing Patreon a lot, but now we are moving everything that we kind of do on Patreon to just straight on our own on site. So we're gonna have like
Wow.
kind of like a member thing going
Very
on.
sick.
So
Okay.
different tiers, and it's cool. And it's free to sign up for the basic thing. And we're doing like an email chain of like the story of soft spoken kind of. You'll get like a couple emails a year, which is pretty cool. And it's got some really in-depth stuff about depth perception and how we came about, and Chris's story, which is really cool, and how soft spoken came about because he started it, not me, guys. But, no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, softspokenmusic.com. We got some new music coming out. One of which is called Oblivion. So be looking for Oblivion,
yes, let's
maybe
go.
by the end of February.
All right.
Or March, actually. I think it might be beginning of March.
I better get this on my birthday.
So what day is that again?
March 1st, baby. Let's go.
Ooh, okay. It might be close.
Better hit me.
When I said February, I actually really think we're in the beginning of March. I think it's a tad bit later than that. Specific dates I don't know. But I know that it's in that general week of March. So
you better send me that song. I'm probably gonna get it, but you know, I have ways, you know, so that shit better be in the DMs. That's all I'm saying. No, I'm kidding. I know Chris will send it to me, but
he'll send it to you.
Anything else, Sam? What else is going on? You got
other than that, we got Rockfest. We're playing in Wisconsin. So if you live in Wisconsin,
when's that?
It's in July, and I want to say it's July 5th, like 12, like the 11th.
We'll just put it up on screen.
It's a weekend. Yeah, Rockfest. So I think it's like July 11th.
Okay. It's July. It's in July. Just remember that. If you live in Wisconsin and it's July, go out and see them. That's all I'm saying. And
other than that, I think we got like a local show that we're playing here, but
nice.
Lafayette, Indiana. Not really that local-ish, I guess, but
I was gonna say that doesn't sound like a local to me. Wow, listen.
But yes, new music is what we're excited for. So yes,
we'd love to see it.
Be on the lookout.
We'd love to see it. Well, listen, if you have not checked out Soft Spoken, what are you doing? Go check them out. They're really sick. My personal favorites right now are Alone and Lovetok, but you should really give all of their music a listen. Go give them a follow on Spotify so you don't miss out on when Oblivion drops, because I know you guys are excited. I'm excited. You can expect a reaction video from moi. I can't guarantee I'll cry, but if Sam puts in some crying moments, I might cry. Possibility. You know, I'm going to leave it open to interpretation, but please go check out Soft Spoken. I'll leave it all in the description. If you can go sign up for their member thing, go do it. If not, please bully Chris into printing vinyl. Yes. So we'd love to have that. That's all I'm saying. That's the only. If I can use my army of fans, if I can use my armies of fans to do something, that's what I need you to do.
That's what they're there for.
In a polite way, don't be mean to Chris, but I would really like vinyl at some point. So please go check them out. Also, if you enjoyed this interview, share, like, and subscribe. It goes a long way. I am like ominously close to 4,000 subscribers. So if you can help me get there, that would be sick. I'm really trying to have like a big goal this year. I don't know, 10K seems like a large goal, but I think I could do it.
We can
Before
do
the
it.
year's over with. We're in February now, so I think we could cook. We can cook. So definitely go subscribe if you haven't already. And huge thanks to Sam for coming on and chatting with me tonight. Appreciate it.
Brandon, yes, likewise. Thanks for having me on. Brandon and fans, thank you for having me on. And let's do this again. It's good to see you again.